The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with your hosts Jim Allen and Mary Johnson.
Good morning and welcome to Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. Thanks for joining us for the unique stories of life in the South. Today's show features the hard work of youth who participate in livestock shows at the Alabama National Fair in Montgomery. Sid Phelps will also be here with Bonnie Plants to help kickstart gardening season with ideas from the Bonnie Plants website. And we'll visit a Mobile County horse farm that's small on size, but big on breeding champions.
But when we return, we'll visit a Jefferson County farm with a tribe of fainting goats. That's coming up next on Simply Southern.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
It's been said, without hard work, nothing grows but weeds. This is certainly true in agriculture. At the Alabama Farmers Federation, we know success is not born of fancy words, grand ideas, or good intentions. It's a result of wise planning, bold leadership, dedicated work, and blessings from above.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie Plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Carl and Jan were camping with their family.
Hey, sweetie, do you mind if I get your wallet? I'm going to run down and get some hot dogs for dinner.
You know we're going to catch dinner, right?
Yes, I do. Okay.
Jan lost his wallet at the store. There was no ID in it, but the guy who found it found my business card and called me. I liked saving them money, but I loved helping them save their vacation. It was a good call.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Tartar sauce, hon?
Yes! Alabama backroads have lots of farms that boast all kinds of animals, from cattle and horses to pigs and sheep. But if you drive through rural Jefferson County, you'll come across Skillet Acres Farm, where they raise goats that have a special condition. In the unincorporated crossroads community of Adger, which is southwest of Birmingham, you'll find something a little different at a farm called Skillet Acres. Yes, it's a farm, and yes, it has animals, but it's the herd of goats that live there that everybody likes to talk about.
We have a little over 140 Tennessee fainting goats. We have a couple that they actually consider the Texas fainting goats too. They're a little larger than the Tennessee fainting goats, but we just enjoy our goats and sheep and animals around here.
The goats at this farm are called myotonic goats. While that's a scientific name, they are more commonly known as Tennessee fainting goats, wooden leg goats, scare goats, and nervous goats. It's those nicknames that refer to a condition these goats have, which causes muscle stiffness.
If they get excited or startled, their muscles will lock up like they get a major cramp in each muscle and fall down, and then they'll look at you and get up and run off and do it again.
The muscle condition is called myotonia congenital. It occurs in many species, including humans. It's a problem with the outer membrane of the skeletal muscle cells. So when the muscle fires rapidly, such as when a goat wants to run, they can't quickly relax, causing a prolonged muscle contraction. While it may look uncomfortable, Farmer Wally Cornegie says it doesn't hurt them. It doesn't hurt them when they fall.
Oh, absolutely not. They, some of them will stay down for a second or two, and some of them 10 or 15 seconds, but then even if they're eating food, they'll just keep on chewing and their muscles will relax and they'll hop up and run off and play some more.
The goats never actually truly faint with this problem. They remain fully conscious.
They're the most meek and timid goats they are. I mean, all they want to do is wander around and eat and get petted and play. Their muscle conditions will not let them climb up on stuff and jump on stuff. When they're babies, they'll climb up on the rocks and the stuff a little bit and play, but as they get older, their muscles, if they try to jump or climb up on anything, their muscles lock up and they'll fall down, and they don't like having to get back up.
So where did they come from?
Story that we have been told, John Tinsley came to Tennessee, I believe from Nova Scotia, had 4 goats and a cow with him, and he married a lady in Marshall County, Tennessee, and then he decided to leave, and he sold his goats and his cow to Dr. Mayberry, if I remember correctly, in Marshall County, Tennessee, and nobody ever heard of Tinsley again, and that's where the Tennessee fainting goats came from.
And while these goats do have a legitimate health issue, they have come in handy over the years.
They would have one fainting goat in a herd of major sheep or goats for the big farmers, and like a coyote or the dogs or something come to get something to eat, the fainting goat would lock up and fall down, and the coyotes or wolves would eat the fainting goat, and the valuable herd would get away. And that's where this term scapegoat came from.
But these days, Wally has the Tennessee fainting goats on his farm as pets. His farm is open to families and school children. The Tennessee fainting goat breed continues to grow. You can learn more about them through the Myotonic Goat Registry at myotonicgoatregistry.net. The farm also has a website where you can learn more about the fainting goat breed. Just visit lickskilletacres.tripod.com. Up next, youth from across Alabama work year-round to raise livestock for shows at the Alabama National Fair in Montgomery. We'll see why the event is such a big attraction. And miniature horses bring big smiles at one Mobile County farm.
The blessing of Alabama agriculture is more than 3 meals a day. It means independence from foreign nations, freedom to pursue other jobs and activities, conservation of natural resources, and preservation of family values. For 93 years, the Alabama Farmers Federation has brought together the men and women whose work fills our plates and fuels the American dream.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
I got a call from Ashley, one of my customers, because
it looks like there's been some sort of explosion.
There is soot everywhere, all over this house, and she finds something very strange.
Someone's been here.
Call 911. I'll be right there.
I came home.
It turns out someone tried to break into her house and they got stuck in the chimney. Ashley was covered for the damage to the chimney and the cleanup.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
The Alabama National Fair is known for food, rides, games, and music. But the backbone of the annual event is the Youth Livestock Show. Students from across Alabama participate in various contests, but they're also learning some important life lessons. Samantha Carpenter tells us more.
All state fairs, and especially this fair, started around the youth livestock shows. And so we're proud to sponsor that and be part of that heritage of what has become such a great event.
That event is the livestock show at local fairs.
Everything from sheep and goats to rabbits and beef cattle and dairy cattle. We'll also have students that are showing hogs and a whole range of different species that the public can come out and enjoy, and you can see just how much time and effort and care that these students put into their projects in a whole range of animals in the barnyard.
For young people like Hannah Slay, those different types of livestock are a passion. She's been showing sheep since she could barely walk, and it showed at the Alabama National Fair Livestock Show.
When I was little, my dad would take me out of the barn and help me, let me help with them, with the sheep or whatever. And I would take the little baby lambs, I would play with them, and I started liking it. So then he chose me one, and I came and I showed when I was about a year and a half, about 21 months old. And I came and showed my first state show, and I've been showing ever since.
And that's something her father, Phil, is proud to see happen.
It builds character to them. They appreciate livestock. They appreciate what people around them get to do, or like people here at the fair, Alpha, whoever sponsors the show, they understand that they do it for them, and they get a lot of it out of it.
The Alabama Farmers Federation sponsored the livestock show at the fair. They say there are several reasons to invest in the program, and number one is because it impacts youth all across the state in a positive way.
At the fair this year, we're going to have hundreds of children exhibiting animals over the course of 10 days at the Garrett Coliseum here in Montgomery. And those hundreds of children bringing their animals will be competing for thousands of dollars in prizes and ribbons and premium money.
The hard work put into livestock shows also leaves a lasting impression on the youth.
There's so much more to what the youth and students learn besides who has the better animal in the show ring. When you involve youth and animals together, there's a bond that takes place that teaches not just responsibility, but other aspects that include leadership and lifelong skills that they will take beyond the show ring, through the classroom and on into their careers as they hopefully are able to impact agriculture in the future.
I mean, I like winning, but it's not really about the winning. I just like coming out here and having fun and doing something that I like and enjoy, and it's not about the ribbons to me.
Hannah says her message to her fellow youth would be to find an animal you like and dive into the project, but be ready to work.
You just can't go out there and just go get you a sheep. It takes a lot of hard work, and it's not just one thing where you can just go get one and put it out in the pasture and say, all right, I'm going to show the sheep. You have to work, you have to feed it. I mean, you have to be really dedicated to, showing.
And hearing his daughter's determination to do a good job brings a smile to her father's face, who says it's just as rewarding for him.
When late at night, when you start home, then your kids look at you and say, thank you, Dad, for doing this for me or providing me the way to do that. That means a lot. And I think also a lot of hard work, a lot of time, but I don't have to worry about my kids. I can send them out anywhere, and anywhere, and I built family values in it because it's family values that you learn from a livestock project, and it is real. It is a lot of hard work and finances, but it is very rewarding when your kids tell you thank you of what you've done and how you've done it.
For Simply Southern, I'm Samantha Carpenter.
Each year, youth exhibit dairy and beef cattle, pigs, sheep, goats, and other animals at the livestock shows. You can view photos from the Alabama National Fair livestock shows on the Alabama Farmers Federation's Facebook page. Just like the Alabama Farmers Federation and browse through the albums. When we come back, we'll visit Impressible Minis, a Mobile County farm known for its world champion miniature horses.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Taking care of your children is the most important thing in life. My husband had taken out a life insurance policy. I knew that my children were going to be provided for.
My sister and I both were able to go to college with the life insurance that my father had purchased from Alpha. And now I feel the need to protect my family the same way that my father protected us.
Joseph's got a policy with Piper now. That's 5 generations, all with the same agent. And And Alpha's the only place we want to be.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Today's farming operation is more complex than ever before, with precision agriculture becoming an integral piece to farm management. AccuField provides precision agriculture technologies and site-specific management capabilities in a simplified and interactive format, helping you put all the pieces of the farming puzzle together. For more information, visit us at www.accufield.com.
It's been said, without hard work, nothing grows but weeds. This is certainly true in agriculture. At the Alabama Farmers Federation, we know success is not born of fancy words, grand ideas, or good intentions. It's a result of wise planning, bold leadership, dedicated work, and blessings from above.
Alabama agriculture is very diverse, and one Mobile County farm is the definition of different. For more than 30 years, Pat and Frank Foster have raised some of the top equine stock in the state. Kevin Worthington tells us more about what makes their farm, Impressible Minis, so unique.
Well, for more than 30 years, Pat and Frank Foster have been producing some of the top equine in the state. But there's something a little different about their horses.
I have 90 miniature horses, 5 stallions.
That's right, she said miniature horses.
There's 2 divisions of miniature horses. There's the AMHA, which is in Texas. It has to be 34 inches and under. Then there's another miniature horse association that is in Illinois, and it has 2 sizes. It has an A size, 34 and under, and then it has a B size that is 34 to 38. I prefer the little ones, so all of my horses are the AMHA. They're 34 inches and under.
The Fosters used to have full-sized horses, but ever since her children were young, Pat had wanted to raise minis. When she got the chance to do it, they bought the best stock they could find.
My husband, I said, could I please get those? And so we did a tour of about 7 states and picked our stallion and some mares. And I was supposed to start out with about 3 or 4, and somehow I got more. And if I would gone somewhere to get a horse, I told him I bought a horse and I'd go pick it up. I'd try to get back in the house, get back here by 1 o'clock in the morning when I knew he'd be sleeping, because I usually had 2 or 3.
At one time, the Fosters foaled about 40 horses a year. But as they've gotten older, they've cut that back by about half. They used to show their horses, but now Pat says she's content to just stay home and watch as the babies are born.
What I love the best about the minis, I love the breeding and the babies. That's what I love. There's just something special when you sit there and the baby's born and you pick that baby up and you put it up to its mother's nose and they start talking. There's just something about that you can't beat. It's just a beautiful thing to see.
The Foster's farm, Impressible Minis, is known around the world for the award-winning miniature horses they've produced. But Pat will tell you that only a small percentage of the horses born each year have what it takes to be a champion.
Say you have 20 babies born, probably 2 to 4 will be great horses, really good. And you'll have 2 that may be kind of really pet quality. And then you'll have kind of the rest are the in-between. They make good brood mares and things like that.
Pat says the quality of the horse has a big impact on the price. For example, show-quality horses will sell for as much as $35,000, while average brood mares go for $1,500 to $3,500. And you can get a pet miniature for between $500 and $1,500. But whether you're a breeder or just want a pet, a big advantage to having minis is they're affordable.
They're economical to take care of. They're very healthy. A miniature eats a 1-pound can, this is an average, a 1-pound can of grain morning and night. And we feed free choice hay, but if you have pasture, you don't have to feed hay, if you have good pasture. So they're very economical. It costs more to feed your dogs.
Pat says there's actually more profit in these little horses than there is in many other kinds of big agriculture. But she says the money is not the primary reason she raises miniature horses.
you know, it's just a good thing to do that's enjoyable, and the whole family loves it. And, you know, that, I don't know, I just can't say enough good things about raising minis. I love it. I hope I do it, that I'm on my way to the barn with my tennis shoes on, and God comes and gets me.
Pat setter horses have been purchased by equine enthusiasts around the world. For more information on the Foster's Farm, visit impressibleMinis.com. Stay with us as Sidney Phelps with Bonnie Plants will be here to show each step of the process in growing a seed into the plants you buy at your local garden center.
This seems unbelievable, but I promise it's true.
What's with the buzzing? Oh, that's a raven. That's a good omen. He knows we're coming back with dinner.
Well, that bird had a bunch of friends. And when Scott got back to the camper...
Well, that was a bust! What? Scott! Wait, what did you do? It's raining inside.
His new camper was a total loss, but his Alpha policy covered it.
It's that bird.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
Making sure you're covered?
Good call.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
The blessing of Alabama agriculture is more than 3 meals a day. It means independence from foreign nations, freedom to pursue other jobs and activities, conservation of natural resources, and preservation of family values. For 93 years, the Alabama Farmers Federation has brought together the men and women whose work fills our plates and fuels the American dream.
We believe a plant should be more than a plant. This one is. It's all you need for your garden to succeed. Because it's a Bonnie plant. It represents hundreds of varieties of Bonnie's quality veggies and herbs. But more, it's from generations of Bonnie people who are passionate about sharing their love of gardening with you. Look for this little Bonnie plant and a whole family of plants like it in your garden center. Bonnie plants, so you'll know how to grow.
Hey folks, Sidney Phelps here with Bonnie Plants. Last week we gave you a behind-the-scenes tour of our plug operation, and we showed you how a seed gets started, germinated into a final transplant of a plug going into its finished house. I told you that those plugs will soon be able to be shipped out to a growing facility. Well, today is that day. We're in Union Springs at a finished product house, and we're going to go through, we're going to get those transplanted into those biodegradable cups that you're so synonymous with seeing with Bonnie's name on them, and show you how our greenhouse operations here get the plants ready to come to you, the consumer. So hang tight, let's get to the potting shed and get this started. Okay, now I've got a finished flat right here in front of me. This has got the biodegradable 4.5 inch 11 count tray that you'll find at most of your stores. The beauty about this is the biodegradable cups are no transplant shop for the gardener. So whether you're a novice or a master gardener, you crush the bottom of the pot, take this plastic rim off, plant the whole thing in the ground, and your roots are going to go through. Your plants will be vibrant and do a great job with this. Now, the beauty of this is it's not plastic. The only plastic you've got is this little ring to go in the recycle bin, so you're not out there breaking your back, picking up all these sorts of plastic out of the yard and trying to keep everything together. Everything goes together a lot nicer. You just throw this easily in the recycle bin and you're done. But the process basically goes like this. We have potters that come in, they take the plug flats that you saw earlier, and you've got the plugs. This is what a final finished development plug looks like. You can see the root system as it is there. And they basically take the plug and just transplant it right into the cup. I'm going to press it through, make sure it's deep so that the roots can set in. And of course, our potters have got years of experience, so they're much faster than I am at this. But they basically get those stuck in, get the plant finished out, and once they get all of their seedlings in, they use the tag. At this point, they take the tag, stick it in each one of the cells. That way you, the consumer, can find out all that information about your favorite tomato plant. For example, today, these are red beefsteaks. So they are not only an heirloom and you can tell that they're an heirloom by the color of the tag. The reverse side of the tag has all the information of how far to space, plant, and everything like that, so it's perfect for the consumer to find out everything they want to know about their tomato plant that they're purchasing, or any variety for that matter. With that, they go on the belt, run through a water bath, and it's on to the greenhouses. All right, we just finished potting. Now, I know we were potting tomatoes in biodegradable cups, and that's great. Those are not going to be ready for another 6 to 8 weeks, but I've got some cold crop in this house, as you can see behind me, and it's ready to hit the shelves now. Cold crop comes in a pack. It's a plastic pack, which is easy to recycle just as well as the rim of the biodegradable cups. But these babies need to be hitting the shelves, so let's get them to the store. Let's take a walk back to the loading dock. We're going to see the guys getting everything ready to go out into a store near you as soon as possible. All right, we're out of the greenhouse and back at the loading dock now, and our loading dock crew has got everything on racks for our sales reps. They come in on a daily basis, get the freshest product out of the greenhouses, get them racked up and ready to go to the store. So the next step for this cold crop is going to be at your local store on its shelf and ready to go in your garden. So keep an eye out, because the products are rolling out here now for spring, and come back next week. We'll see you then. But for that, we got to get these going to the store.
While you can find lots of gardening tips on their website, BonniePlants.com also offers a slew of recipes, so you'll never run out of different ways to prepare the fresh fruits and vegetables from your garden.
For more information about all the stories featured on today's show, be sure to visit the websites for each location. Go to skilletacres.tripod.com for more information on the farm's fainting goats.
You can also find photos from the Alabama National Fair Youth Livestock Shows on the Alabama Farmers Federation's Facebook page. For additional details on the Mobile County Miniature Horse Farm, go to impressibleminies.com and find more ideas for planning your early season garden at bonnieplants.com.
Remember, you can also find out more on the Simply Southern Facebook page. Just like Simply Southern for more information on today's featured stories and for upcoming Simply Southern shows. Join us again next week at the same time for a historical journey through the Museum of Alabama in Montgomery.
And see how the Ag in Action trailer is bringing the farm directly to schools in Northeast Alabama.
Thanks for joining us for this week's Simply Southern. I'm Jim Allen.
And I'm Mary Johnson. We hope to see you again next week.
Simply Southern is a production of the Alabama Farmers Cooperative and the Alabama Farmers Federation.